Let's talk about the compressed campaign. Let's talk about the final few days. It's crunch time now. Election day has been circled in red for the final time. You're looking at it just a one weekend away, and you're realizing all the things you have to do in order to get out the vote, in order to get your supporters mobilized and across the finish line for your campaign on that vital victory day. To do that, you're going to have to go back to all the functions you performed, looking back at the identification you've performed, the data you've recorded, the persuasion you've done of the people who are on your side, and finally taking those folks who've told you they agree with you. Now it's time to make them come out for you. Now it's time to get them out of their homes, get them out of where they live. The clock is ticking. It's time to get them to the finish line. You're going to take all these components, all these ingredients, whether it's door-to-door canvassing, whether it's mail, whether it's messaging, whether it's radio or TV ads, and you're going to put those in the giant hopper of 72 hours. That's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday prior to the typical Tuesday election, and you're going to see what comes out. You're going to try to do this as scientifically as possible, but there is going to be a high degree of chaos because of the short fuse, the short amount of time involved. So you're going to try to do as much activity as you can in those days. In order to get those folks mobilized for you, you're going to have to leave them the information they so desperately need. Most voters aren't concerned with Election Day. They're not concerned with your campaign in the same way you are. So you've got to remind them. You've got to leave them a campaign brochure. The best way to do this, the best way to get your message across one last time is to leave it in the form of a door hanger. A door hanger looks nice and elegant and simple lying there on their doorknob. It fits perfectly around that doorknob, and it's got a few crucial components on it. It tells them when the election's coming, where their voting place is, such as their precinct polling place, and what the hours of operation are for that. Your average voter who's been contacted by your campaign multiple times previously will have very little resistance, very little problem manufacturing a reason to go to the polling place once they've been given all this information. So a door hanger or even a brochure or a piece of campaign literature is vital that one last time, that one last weekend before Election Day. Getting them there and having your campaign team very fluidly operating is another matter altogether. You're going to have a very, very fluid, very, very perfectly running machine those final few days. It's going to require vast amounts of cooperation and coordination. It's going to take all sorts of layers of people, resources, vehicles, all sorts of time, phone calls, contact, communication, and it should all run very, very smoothly because you've done different versions of this throughout the campaign over time, slowly, and now you're condensing it all into one last burst of activity. The whole goal is to get them there on Election Day, is to get the whole campaign condensed and compressed on that final 3 days, to get those voters that you've touched 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, to get them convinced one more time that it's okay to hear from you and your campaign, that it's time to come out and show their support for your campaign and to pull that lever for you on that Election Day. That's what a compressed campaign does, and that's the final stretch of any good victory.